everybody. So I'm doing my book reviews on Fridays now. Fridays are going to be reserved for book reviews and, maybe some like farm type videos, stuff like that, so that it doesn't get in the way of more fitness stuff, which I'll be posting. Going to be doing more videos in general on YouTube. Rumble I've just started on, so it's kind of the norm for over there at this point. But anyway, so there's no Caesar today. I didn't have time to bring him out with me this morning. But so today I wanted to talk about a book that I just finished. It is called Strong Women Lift Each Other Up by Molly Galbraith. And I wanted to read this because I've been following, she's one of the founders of Girls Gone Strong. And I've been following their Facebook page for quite some time, actually. And I think they have a lot of good stuff, a lot of good content, and I do want to at some point maybe do one of their certifications. I know that they have a prenatal and postnatal certification that is spoken very highly of that I'd like to do at some point. So I wanted to read her book, which just came out in the last year or so, I think. Yeah, 2021. And I liked it. It's a good book. It's an interactive book, so each chapter has a different kind of theme, and then there's like sort of work pages at the end, like next steps on what you can do to kind of help yourself along in what she's talking about. It's it's almost a self-help book, and it's strong women lifting each other up, and I think, and there is talk about like how you can help other women, but a lot of it is about how you can help yourself, which I appreciated, because I think a lot of women don't necessarily know how to help themselves, and so there's a lot of good stuff in it. Like there's a whole chapter on like how to say no, which I think a lot of women specifically have trouble with saying no and focusing on themselves, because we're kind of, society I think expects us to kind of always be doing things for other people, and putting ourselves on the back burner, like we're supposed to be like always focusing on our children and our husband and our work and everything else around us instead of ourselves. And what a lot of this book talks about is how to help yourself. And I think it's one of those, like, you need to help yourself first before you can help others. And so I think that's like a kind of a big theme of this book, which I definitely appreciated. I've been trying to spend a little bit more time on myself lately, and and then it does get into how you can help other women achieve their goals, even if it's just like being there for them, even if it's just listening to them, or it doesn't necessarily have to be anything big, which is great. And there's a lot of like ideas on how to do these things, and it gives examples of how other people have helped women lift each other up. It gets a little bit social justice-y, and she does like cite some stats that aren't necessarily, a little bit misleading, aren't necessarily 100%, I don't want to say true, but they're not 100% what you think they are. Anyway, I'm doing a bad job of explaining that, but so there's some stats in the book that I was kind of like, well, that's not really totally true, but whatever. And just kind of like the social justice talking points. There's some of that in there, which is fine, but she doesn't go overboard with it, and it's just something that's kind of like there in the background, which, and she's not preachy about it, but she does, one thing that I do appreciate is she does emphasize like, self-discipline and self-responsibility, which I think is something that is not in a lot of the social justice tenets. So I appreciated that. So while she does get into, the whole gender, race, LGBTQIA plus things, she gets into that a little bit. It doesn't overpower the book, and it doesn't take away, I don't think, from the message, like the main message of the book, which is basically just to be nice and help each other. And she focuses specifically on helping women, which is great. But I do think that there's something to be said for just helping everyone, lifting, I think like strong people lift each other up. I think she, she focuses on women because she does feel like women don't have as much opportunity, especially in the fitness space, which is her space, as well as my space, obviously. So, which may or may not be true. I'm not sure if that's true or not. It doesn't feel like it to me. It doesn't feel like it's not true to me. In every space that I've worked in, I've not really, there's only been one space where I've kind of felt like I was at a disadvantage because of being a woman, and a young woman specifically. And I left that workplace. So, and everywhere I've been since then, which was only one other main job, and then I've worked for myself. One other employer I've worked for, I didn't have that feeling, and then, and I've since been working for myself, and I don't have that feeling of it being, one of the spaces I've worked in is female dominated anyway, the horses. And I don't feel like at least around here, the fitness space is male dominated. I think it's a lot of females in it. So, I don't have that same feeling or that same experience that she does, and that friends of hers have had in the fitness space. So that's a little bit different. And I don't really super identify with that. So, in my personal opinion, I think it's more about lifting everyone up. And she does get into that a little bit. She does get into like, if, there's a business that's woman owned or minority owned or whatever, and they don't deserve your business for whatever reason, then don't give it to them. But we should, like, in her words, we should focus on helping women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, because there aren't as many of them. For whatever reason, I don't know that reason is necessarily systemic bias. Certainly not conscious bias, I don't think, but be that as it may, I think everyone needs lifting up these days, not just women. But I do like the sentiment of the book, and I enjoyed the book, and I thought it was reasonably well written, and thought that the main message of it is something that should be spread, and I'd recommend it. And it made me feel good. It was a book that made me feel good and optimistic and hopeful, and I think it's something that people should read, men and women. you know, no matter who you are. I think it's a good one, and think of it as lifting each other up, not necessarily just women lifting women, but just everyone lifting each other up. So anyway, that's my take on this. I give it 2 thumbs up. I liked it. And I hope you check it out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to my channel. If you're watching on Rumble, hit the Rumble button, share it, and follow me. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram as well. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. And have a great weekend.